Now this guy's talking some sense. So white liberals versus white conservatives. This is interesting.
This is the difference between a white liberal and a white conservative in the eyes of a black man, okay? Now, I lived in California, I've lived in Texas, I've lived in really red, I've lived in really blue, okay? Here's what the liberals will do when they see a young, articulate, successful black man.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and just guess that those white liberals pander to the stereotype that they believe him to be.
They'll be like, oh my gosh, it must have been so hard for you to overcome the disparities, the discrimination, the racism.
Nailed it.
It is just so amazing that you've become the exception to the rule. You have just created something for yourself that is just so difficult for minorities to do. And we're just so proud of you. So amazing. And I'm sitting there being like, so like what? You just think all black people are just dumb thugs that don't know how to do nothing? I'm the exception to the rule purely because I found success like you have. Like I'm as successful as you, so therefore I must just be a special one. The exception to the rule. It's crazy. I'm not joking. This happens. It's crazy. They're like, oh my gosh, like the struggles, the hurdles, the obstacles. It's just amazing that you found the way to be moderately successful. And it's the most racist, like in-person experience that I usually get. And it's just like the assumption that I'm just like part of a group of people that are incapable, period.
I think it makes white leftists uncomfortable because it undermines their inherent sense of superiority over what they consider to be junior members of humanity.
Here's how white conservatives do it. They'll see a young black man, articulate, successful, and they'll be like, word, dude, congrats, man. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's cool, bro. Keep it going. And then they leave. They leave because they don't care. Conservative, they don't care. It's like, oh, you worked hard? You want a cookie? You want a cookie for working hard? And they don't care. They're like, dude, are you kidding me? I'll congratulate you for just being a hard worker, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, sing in the arms of an angel. There's a black man trying to make money. It's like ridiculous. So I love conservatives for that. Like, hey, word, dude. Good job, man. Keep it going. And they walk off. Liberals gotta freaking sing me a song, tap dance a little bit, get on their knees and kiss my big toe, apologize for their whiteness, and tell me that I'm the exception to the rule because all black people are stupid. And it's just like, damn, liberals, y'all really are so ignorant you can't see your ignorance. It's painful. I genuinely, I'd rather be ignored than praised for my disabilities. Fake disabilities, by the way. Anyway, that's all I was trying to say.
Again, let's just repeat. They see everybody who's not white as junior members of humanity. And they show it. There was an article that came out, or a study that came out that not that long ago that showed that white leftists kind of lower their language. They speak differently. Let's see if we can find that actually. The Washington Post, it's not a far-right blog. White liberals dumb themselves down when they speak to black people. A new study contends. This backs up my claim that the white leftists view everybody who's not white as junior members of humanity, and they can't possibly get by without their protection and their limitless empathy because they're just better than them, right? So they really owe them one. Streamer says, Joe Biden, poor kids are just as bright as white kids at an event for Asian and Hispanic voters. Yeah, I mean, they reveal themselves all the time, actually. Biden says poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. And he says he misspoke. Well, if by saying what he really thinks, if they call that misspeaking, I guess he did.
What we should do is we should challenge these students. We should challenge students in these schools to have advanced placement programs in these schools. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Yep. They give away the game. This is funny. How white leftists see themselves after complaining about white people online. Yep. That's exactly it. It's a way to be virtuous without actually having to do anything, without actually having to risk anything. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.